Ngā mihi o te wā in today's headlines. Kevin Rudd has been sworn back in as Australian Prime Minister today, 3 years after he was ousted by Julia Gillard. The Labour Party's popularity surged following the leadership change, with a Snap Morgan poll showing the ALP was within a percentage point of the Liberal National Party coalition. Opposition leader Tony Abbott says he's unlikely to move a motion of no confidence in the new Rudd government. Kevin Rudd has reminded Parliament that through the difficult years of minority government, Ms Gillard achieved major reforms such as the Fair Work Act and the introduction of a national scheme for testing of literacy and numeracy. The Labour Party on this side of the Tasman is adamant that there is no parallel between them and the factionalised Australian Labour Party. Leader David Shearer says the two parties are starkly different.
Australian Labor Party takes factionalism to new heights. We don't have anything quite like that. They have a very, very different structure and have done for a very long time.
The Labour leader spent the day on the campaign trail with his candidate for Ikaroa Rafiti. With just 1 day to go before Saturday's by-election, candidates have been vying for Maori voters' approval. Labour contender Mika Whatiri visited schools and health centres, while the Greens' Marama Davidson released her vision for the role and visited a teen parent unit in Upper Hutt. The Defence Minister is confirming that plans are forming to improve our military technology and cyber capabilities. Jonathan Coleman says drones would be better than P3 Orions for monitoring New Zealand's territorial waters and intelligence gathering.
We've got to move with the times, and everyone is developing this network-enabled army capability. And some forces might be a bit ahead of us, some will be behind us.
Secure self-service kiosks are being relaunched in Work and Income. The system was tested by independent experts after a major security breach last year. A spokeswoman says the new kiosks are being publicly trialled in the Willa Street site, and if successful, the kiosks will be progressively rolled out in other sites nationwide from next week. New Zealand is unlikely to have a Criminal Cases Review Commission to consider disputed cases like David Bain's. Associate Justice Minister Chester Burrows explained why Labour's idea to replicate a similar UK commission won't work here.
They have 60 million people in a lot of these cases to view. At the moment, we've got a strong process for review through our court system, and we're not looking to change that.
It's being argued that truckies and motorists should not have to pay for Auckland's City Rail Link. The government has agreed to partially fund the $2.8 billion project, but the Road Transport Forum says adding an extra tax or duty to honour that is unacceptable. A spokesman said motorists already pay through petrol taxes, road user charges and registration. To international news, the US Supreme Court has struck out a key part of federal law that defined marriage as a union between a man and a woman. The ruling in Washington yesterday invalidated part of the Defense of Marriage Act, which now means that legally married homosexual couples can claim the same benefits available to other married couples, such as tax, health and pension. Same-sex marriage is legal, or soon will be, in 13 states and the District of Columbia. U.S. intelligence whistleblower Edward Snowden is still believed to be at Moscow airport. He was hoping to claim asylum in Ecuador, but will first have to make his way to an Ecuadorian embassy. Foreign Minister Ricardo Patino says they will decide whether to give Snowden sanctuary after he approaches one of their offices. And finally, shock at Wimbledon with the early defeats of tennis stars Maria Sharapova and Roger Federer to lower-ranked players. As pundits start to question how much longer he has in the game, the Swiss defending champion said there is no need to make knee-jerk decisions.
All of a sudden losing early, people feel it's different. I still have plans to play for many more years to come. You guys hyped it up so much, me playing Rafa, and we're both out, so there's a letdown, clearly.
And that's the news for Thursday, the 27th of June. Ka nui ngā karere mātua mai I te whare kōrero rima, ka kite anō.